Good morning, students. Welcome back to this data structure class. This is Professor Michaelan taking class for you on data structure subject. In the last class, we discussed about queue. What is the definition of a queue? We defined it as its abstract data type in which the values are processed in the first in, first out order. Which element comes in first, that is sent out first. Such a kind of experience you have every day in your life. Go to a bank, there you stand in a queue. Go to a shopping mall, to pay the bill, you stand in a queue. Like this, queue is there everywhere. Also, we discussed about the difference between stack and a queue. They differ in the way the values are processed. In the stack, the last value is processed out first. In the queue, the first value is processed out first. Stack has a single point through which values are entered, values are sent out. Whereas queue has a 2 points. In one point, the values are entered. In another point, the values are sent out. The point from where the values are sent out, I call it as front. The point where the values are coming into the queue, or call it as rear. As in the case of stack, queue can also be implemented using array and stack pointer. Okay, in the last class, we elaborated on how to use an array to implement a queue. Okay, I gave some examples. We implement this queue in a circular form. There is one good assumption that the front will always indicate one index prior to the actual first value of the queue in the array. The values of the queue are kept in an array. The first value of the queue will be in an index, and the front will point one index prior to that. That is the idea that we will follow. With that understanding, let us implement this queue using array. So I need to know the number of need to know the size of the array. So for that, let me define one variable constant max 100. Okay. Then let me define a class for this. Queue type. Then the private members, I call them as int. F means front, R means rear. Then values of the queue are going to be stored in a array. I call that array as info of size max. Max is already given the value of 100. Okay. Then I go for the public. I give the constructor. Constructor queue type. Then I need a function to check whether my queue is empty or not. Int. Okay, I need a function to check whether my queue is full or not. is full. Then I need a function for pushing a value into the queue. I call that NQ. Void NQ, that is enter queue. Simply I call it as NQ. It has a formal parameter X. So the value given to X will be stored into the queue. Then similarly, I need a function to remove a value from the queue. I call it as DQ. DQ int return parameter, I call that X. Okay. Then I need to display the contents of the queue. Display so these are the class definition I am following. Okay. Next we will define all these functions. Okay. Now, how do you create a empty queue? In the last class, we saw that when the values of the front and the rear are equal, you create a empty queue. When the values of the variables front and rear, that is R and F, are same, you claim that the queue is empty. And for simplicity's sake, let me say my rear is pointing the very last value, and the Q is also pointing the front is also pointing the very last value. So in this example, the size of the queue is 7. Since the index starts from 0, the last index is 6. So with that understanding, let us implement this constructor queue type. Now this queue type F equal to max minus 1 and R equal to max minus 1. Now what happens? Since both and front are same, since both front and rear are equal value, we are creating a empty queue. In the case when front and rear are equal, empty queue is created. Based on this declaration, what happens is the front is here and the rear is also here. Rear is also here. Okay. Next, I want to know whether my stack is empty or not. So let me write a function for isEmpty. isEmpty returns a integer type. So IMP. isEmpty function is belonging to the class Q. So Q type is available in isEmpty. Okay. Then how do I know? How do I claim that whether my queue is empty or not? If front is equal to rear, then I say the queue is empty. So return F conditional equal to R. equal to R. Then check, I want to check whether my queue is full or not. So equal to R. I want to check whether my queue is full or not. In the last class, what I told you, when rear plus 1 is equal to front, uh, when rear plus 1 is equal to front, then I will say the queue is empty. Look at this example. A value is 10 is coming in. So to enter that value into the queue, rear is incremented by 1. Since it is a circular queue, rear will come here. So 10 value will be stored here. Then another value is coming in, rear is incremented. So rear will come here. That is okay. So here it will be rear will be here. Another value is coming in, that rear is incremented, so rear should come here, or then in the incremental location, that is here. If you want to insert 40, rear is incremented, or rear comes here, in the incremental location, 40 is stored. Then another value 50 is coming in, rear should be incremented first, or so R becomes here, then 50 is stored here. Then another value is coming in, rear is incremented from here to here, R comes here, then here 60. Okay, then another value is coming in. When you find that, then when you try to increment R, it is front. So there is no value, there is no location, because the front will always use the index prior to the actual first value. Actual first value is here. The previous index is this one, since it is a circular queue. So how do you know whether your queue is full? INT queue type is full. How do you know? If return rear plus 1 or plus 1 is equal to front. If rear plus 1 is equal to front, then return it as true, 1. Otherwise it is false. Otherwise it is false. So it is also over. Now the next function is pushing a value into the queue. Pushing a value into the queue. Okay. Now okay. Now what is that function? I call that as, the name of the function is enqueue. It returns a void type. So void, it belongs to the queue type available in push int x. So push this to insert this x into the queue. First of all, rear should be incremented by 1. Then in the incremented location, the value is pushed in. Okay, so Cn info of plus real plus real. Now, here what happens? If you do it like this, it cannot be made as a circular cube. So, the another simple way to do this one is you to make it more circular. What we do is rear is equal to rear plus 1 mod max. Rear is equal to rear plus 1 mod max. What happens? Let us take situation like this. So my rear is here initially. These things are nothing. Now, both front and rear are same. To insert a value into the queue, rear should be incremented by 1. Rear is equal to 6. So 6 plus 1, 7. What is the size of the queue? The size of the queue is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6 plus 1, 7, 7, 7 mod 7. 7 mod 7 is 0. So R becomes 0. R becomes 0. So my R will come from 6 to 0. That's why I make it as a, I use a mod function here. Okay, let us take, I insert the value 10 here. My rear comes here. Rear comes here. I want to insert another value. I want to insert another value. So rear comes from here to here. That means when rear is incremented, current rear is equal to 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 mod 7, 1. 1 mod 7, so it comes here. Okay, so rear comes here. Here I can store the next value maybe 20 like this. So this is ideal function. So now it should be info of real, info of Cn info of real. By this way, you push a value into the queue. The name of the function is not push, rather it is, we call it as enqueue. It is enqueue. Okay. Next is void queue type, remove a value from the queue. Okay. To remove a value, what should be done? Okay, in this queue, front should be incremented by 1, then the value is removed. What we did for the NQ, we do it for the DQ also. So first of all, F is equal to F plus 1 mod max. F is equal to F plus 1 mod max. Then C out info of F. See out info of F. That's all. Okay. This is also removed, sent out. Now the first value will be displayed. the first element of the queue is sent out. That is displayed and sent out. That is the meaning. Okay. Now, what is the next one? Display the contents of that queue. Okay. That is void. The function belongs to the class queue type. Display. Say, since it is a circular queue, there is no guarantee that front will always less than rear. If front is always less than rear means then it is very easy to display the contents. Sometimes front is bigger than rear. Sometimes front is less than rear. So whatever be the case, it should work very well. So the function that does this work is while so before that what I will do is f is equal to f1 while f1 not equal to while f1 not equal to rear. While f1 not equal to rear, what we do, I display the value, then move to the next value. So f is equal to f1. F1 is equal to f1 mod max plus 1 mod max. F is equal to f1 plus 1 mod max. Then cout info of f. Okay. Now the contents of the display queue will be displayed whether front is less than rear or front is greater than rear. Okay, I want you to implement all these things in your laptop at home and check whether you are getting the answer or not. Before that, you should write the main method. Possibly that we will do it in the coming class. Okay. Take care.